Hello friends, so we are now on walkthrough, I think part 7. We're going to be doing spring 13, 14, and 15. So let's see how our Friday the 13th of spring stacks up. Remember, we have fenced in our whole fence. We've just unlocked warping. We do still need to convince our horse to come home with us. And Doc Jr. wants to talk to us, so maybe we should go visit him before we leave. We've just unlocked being able to move our farm around. Here's our pretty little fence, and we have 2 hybrid blue marguerites already. We now have 2 spots that are now available for us to plant. Now we have plenty of corn fodder on the way. We've planted all of the strawberry pansies that we're going to need. We have all these little plants over here are wheat. So I think it's time that we start planting some more produce. Nothing is completely necessary in the near future, so we will have some more time. We're also going to be opening up a whole nother farm here. Well, not right here, but the farm for summertime will be opened up here. So we will want to grab a few seeds for us to replant. Let's go check on our chicken, see how she's doing, see if we have our first egg yet. And we do! Finally, payoff for taking care of our chicken. Now, as you can see, the chicken doesn't eat the feed every single day. Make sure that every day that you pet and pick up the chicken until they're full of the happy hearts, and that's when I stopped picking up the chickens. We'll go ahead and let our chicken out to graze. Let's go take a look at our seeds to plant. We do need to figure out what we're going to ship today for increases to our culture level here in Lechtenbury. And let's take a look. So we've got some new products at the general store called the tool shop, I guess. And the flower shop has more. And of course that also means there are more animals. The restaurant is now offering more recipes. This is Martha. She's from Providence Village in the animal shop. They now offer additional things now that we have unlocked the next leg of our options. This is our first request in the mail from Neil. He would like 5 spinach. And here we need 10 fertilizer from Judy. And here Nemo would like 5 iron. Now this has to be processed iron. And there was our 5 cherry and 5 bronze. New species of animal discovered. Now this you may not receive. This only comes with the DLC, the Fantastic Animals one, where you can search for, this is looking specifically for a Sasquatch, and we have to take a picture of it to take to Gunner, but that won't be until we get to the winter village, so it's going to be a while. We can take a minute, let that just stew in our... So I'm going to keep this egg because one of the things that I like to do with these eggs is I do like to fry them because you can take an egg that is worth half a heart, fry it, it takes very little time, and then it's worth a full heart. And that is something that is worthwhile when trying to do stamina intense things. As you can see, we only need 1 more viola, we need 4 strawberry pansies and 4 marguerites, and then we have unlocked the flower festival here, which means we no longer need to do any more planting of those specific things. Now, I do know we need to get the 5 spinach, so we might as well take out, I think we only have 4 areas that we can plant, but let's go take a look. If we have 5, we'll come back and grab the other seed to get it planted. We also have to start making decisions on what we're going to start shipping. We could ship our egg, I suppose. Yeah, it does look like we have just enough spinach for Neil's request. But let's just double check and make sure we don't have any spinach. Nope, it doesn't look like we do. So we will plant our last spinach seed that we need. And then before we go, let's take a look here. So we've got... Let's go ahead and sell these 3 pink roses. We don't need them. They are easy to forage. We don't have a purpose for them. So we might as well sell them. And we can always gather more if necessary. They're not used in stamina. You don't use them in cooking. They're not requested really at all except for in the beginning, which we've already passed that part. So even though it's only 3, we got 198, which is the same as an entire stack of stone was. Let's go ahead and stick our fertilizer, our compost in there to turn into fertilizer. Fill up our watering can. And because we have Judy requesting all of that fertilizer, we are definitely going to give that to Judy. She's going to start giving us something much more worth than the 10 fertilizer. So we have 7 here. We need 3 more. So we'll just keep collecting and we'll hand it over to Judy once we have enough. Let's get our last spinach seed planted. And let's take a moment to talk to all of our people before we head out. So today we want to try to convince a horse to come and live with us. We want to, hopefully tomorrow we will start seeing some fodder corn. That'll make it a lot easier for us to feed horses. But if we have to buy a few horse feed, we will buy a few horse feed. Oh, and we have our first cutscene with Neil. Before we give them either a friendship token or a romance token, a love token they call it. These scenes tend to be fairly innocent cutscenes. We won't be able to do tokens until we've upgraded our house a couple of times, and then we will get the recipe for the tokens at our workshop. Our little work desk it is, I guess. Now, I wish that we really did eat that food to increase our stamina when we come in and get those cutscenes. But even though we got the alerts that there's new ones, this is pretty much all the same. And here's the fried egg recipe that we're going to have to save up for. This butter recipe is important. We'll like the coffee recipe. Those are probably going to be the ones that we want to purchase as soon as possible. Maybe the tomato juice recipe. We'll see. We got all those alerts about product line increases, but we saw all of the product line increases yesterday when we went through and visited all of the people in the town. Now, another thing with Judy, if you get desperate and you need the milk that she gives you for the fertilizer, she's not picky. You could do the stuff that you make yourself, or you could just buy it from Mathis. Right here, you could buy, or not from Mathis, from the tool shop from Frederica, and you could just hand it over to her. Now, we don't need another chick because we have one, and we can't really afford to feed a bunch of animals, so we're not going to get a pet. These ones, if you pet them, they will increase a little stamina. The dwarf rabbit here will sometimes come back with items that they'll give you from time to time. So occasionally it will give you a little bit of stamina. You could save up 3,000 to buy your horse, or we could just go pet it and feed it enough apples or whatever produce you have on hand to convince it to come live with you. Let's go talk to Judy really quick. And she's got a new request because we gave her her gold. She is very expensive on these type of requests. So it's the ones in the mail that we want the most. Those are the ones that have the fertilizer. And here we go. This is our first cutscene with Judy. The way that it ends make it seem like you need to do something or go somewhere, but you don't. At the end of the cutscene, you don't miss anything. The implication is that you have walked the horse with Judy, and you've returned back to this spot. But doesn't it seem like you need to now walk a horse or whatever? You don't. So we've hit our first full notes of friendship with both Neil and Judy to get those cutscenes. All of the romanceable characters have cutscenes. You do need to go through and see all of them to open up the rest of your notes to be able to keep increasing relationships with them. See, we could buy pink rose seeds here if we wanted to, but why when you can only buy 3 of them and we can just pick them up off the ground. They grow right next to that waterfall. Here, if we absolutely needed to get the milk faster that Judy's offering in exchange for the fertilizer, we can purchase it for 15 gold. Once we've unlocked some more of the culture level for the town, we will be able to buy it from Mathis as well, which is pretty funny. We now have all these seeds that we could buy, but we really don't need any, and grass have an unlimited amount, which is nice. We will get an unlimited amount where we could buy these at an unlimited price once we have harvested 250 of each kind. So if we want unlimited turnips, we have to grow and pick 250 turnips, and then that 3 stalk will seed. So that one isn't necessarily based on the culture level of the town or your relationship with the shopkeeper. It is how many you have planted and harvested, which also increases your skill level with that particular crop. So this quest right here is going to drive you nuts at first, because one thing that you're going to need is a hot mushroom, which we have not seen in any of the areas we've gone to. Now, when we open up the summer town, that is when it's going to become available. So since it is not available now, we don't need to worry about planting our grass seed or bringing over our board. We can do that once we get to the summer town. Before we leave, let's make sure we talk to Vare. Now, we don't need to go to the breezy plains, but if the little fodder seed guy was there today, we might swing by there just to pick up his fodder seed. You can see we have these blue exclamation points. These are the quests that open up Providence, but they are not necessarily useful right now. They'll be more useful come late game. And we are here for the horses, so let's go pet some horses, and while we're in the area, maybe we will hand off one of these letters that we got. There's our horses. Do we have anything to feed them? Oh, I don't want to necessarily feed them. We already picked up those bamboo shoots. Let's see if we can find something else to feed them. The red onions are useful later in the game. There's some apples over there. You can, if you're lazy, just cut some weeds and feed them weeds because they will still accept them. It will give a smaller boost. But there's some apples right here. I forgot to grab a couple before we gave them. That is a little bird. If we want to be able to track it, we can walk up to it and pet it. Looks like a little cockatiel, it looks like. And if you saw, there is a sprite over there, no way to get to it. That's normal. Alright, so there's our brown horse. I'm going to make sure that we have the marker on him. We don't know which one is the one that is farther along. So let's just go and pet them both, and we'll give them both an apple and see if either one of them wants to go home with us. So we need to make sure we stay all the way down, hold the button to crouch the entire time we walk up to the horse, and we want to make sure that we pet both horses before we feed them. Otherwise we might spook the other horse, which looks like that's the one that spooked yesterday. So I think if we hold an apple and give it to the brown horse, we have a completely tamed brown horse today. Let's take him home. We should call him, let's call him since he's a brown horse, we could call him well, I'm not sure if I want to call him Cayenne. Maybe we will just call him Red Pepper. And we can call him Red for short. There's our red pepper. He is now in our animal barn. We no longer have to track this horse because we have one. And now that we have a horse in the barn, we can whistle, and let's see. Here he comes. And now we can go ahead and ride our horse. And look at how much faster we are running down this windy walkway. We are on the wrong side though. Let's head over past the cockatiels we already pet. Now it looks like we are still draining stamina. So let's just pick up some more things that we can eat. We will eat some of these mushrooms. Pet red pepper. And we'll go for a ride. And this is Kaimana. I'm not sure if that's his correct name. I usually just refer to him as Kai. There's usually a Kai in most of the harvest moons. They love the beach and fishing, typically. He is also one of the romanceable characters. He will now be added as a friend. I always wonder why it's so hard to climb the mountains around the wall or the rock wall itself. I live in an area that has really big mountains, so rock climbing is something that is not uncommon, I guess. Also, hiking is pretty common out here as well. But, I guess 10 years they decided the wall means you don't cross it. It would be a little weird to have a wall that large just appear out of nowhere. And now we have unlocked the wall. Just the very, very little tiny teeny bit that will allow us to cross into the Lilikala Village area. There's Astis. The Shining Pearl can be a little bit challenging to get the first time. Some of the directions on what you're supposed to do in order to get the Shining Pearl are not super specific which is one of the things that made me decide to make a walkthrough. Mostly to help my family, because my mom plays this game and it's easier for me to show her a video of how to do something, and I've just had a rough time finding the videos that I need for the specific things that she needs to be able to see, so I decided I'd better just make them myself. So here, we've made it here. We have a horse though, so we can whistle for our horse. Oh, I guess it's gonna make us go in here first, finish the cutscene before we can call our horse. It is pretty depressing to see how everything got destroyed like that. One reason why it is important to me to do this village next is because this is how we get our fishing pole upgraded for the first time. And every time you upgrade the fishing pole, it makes a huge difference in fishing. Definitely worthwhile to me. So here we need 8 board lumber, 5 square lumber, 8 material stone. So as you can see, the lumber is very necessary for everything, and we just walked into another scenario. Sorry, Red. We can move our farm right here. We've got this little plot of land, which is where we're going to set up our next fence. However, I want to go and unlock the... So here, these coconuts are going to be useful. They're this area's equivalent of apples. And this is where we find Kai. And now we have opened up another part of the map. Now, this is probably an easy area to pick up these scallops, because now that we have a horse, we could just run over them. We can talk to the sprites without having to get up. There is some zebras right there. Maybe we will go sneak up just so that we can have them searchable on our maps. It is getting dark though, so let's ride our horse back to the farming area and we will start setting up our next plot of land. The nice thing is, see how my stamina has not decreased since we've started riding our horse? It is much better on the stamina. We're running a lot faster. We only have to get down to take things down off the tree, like this. Or if we want to, like, say, break a rock or chop something, Or in this case, build a fence. Now we won't have all of the fence parts that we need, but we are getting there. On this side, it doesn't look like it'll fit because that fence there, but it really does. So now we've got that. The fence itself, I like to have one right here so that we can reach the watering over there, and then one up here, kind of very close to each other, because the way that the layout is for this one. We won't need to go around the other side. There's the fence over there, but it doesn't count for protection of our crops, so we still have to fence it off with this special fencing that we get from I do that every time. I always get at least one that I mess up. We'll pick it up in a minute. So this one's probably going to be easier to get from this side, just because we're getting that corner that's really hard. So now we're out of these fence posts. And it looks like we need one there, and let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 maybe. So we'll make 6 before we come back, but that is a quick and easy way to see how many we're going to need left for that. So that's a good, let's see here. Yeah, let's head home, see what materials we already have. We definitely have the lumber and the stone for it, and even for the additional fencing. Since we're riding our horse, we have to ride him into the barn. And we'll leave you right here, Red, where you can rest. You can see our chicken is hungry, even though it's been outside all day, so that's another indication that even though they're grazing, they are not doing anything for themselves. Let's go ahead and we have a bunch of lumber in our bag, but we're going to need some stone. Let's put away the things we don't need. Now, since we're going to be opening another area, we are going to use some of these seeds, and we do need to make these grass seeds as well. Since they only take one spot and there's so many of them, we might as well keep them in our pocket. And then, yeah, that looks good for in here. We're going to need, since we're going to make some material stone, we'll take that, and I think it's the board lumber that we need. We have plenty of board lumber, so we might as well take it with us. And I think that's what we need. Yeah. 8 board lumber. Oh, we are going to need this square lumber too. Okay. And this is why we made so much, because even after we make this particular item, we are still going to have a lot of other things that we're going to want to do. Trying to remember if there's something else that we need to do. We got our horse. Our barn is open. We can warp now to Lilikala. We no longer need to stop where the horse is. Now, because we've opened up this mine, we can kind of highlight it when we're traveling down in Lechtenbury Mine to gather things like silver or gold. we can just warp right here and then hover over it to see what level we're in while we're on the inside. These are all of our new quests here. The ones that do not have the star next to it are not required for the continuance of the story. You can see we get 3 milk for every 10 fertilizer that Judy requests. And by giving him the 5 iron, we could have gotten 3 strawberry pansy seeds, but we've already finished that. I think I'm just gonna run through and gather some foraging just so we have a bunch of stuff that we can eat. Maybe I will zap over to the breezy plains, gather some I don't enjoy fishing with the rod being this low. Once the rod is a little higher up, then the fishing's not quite so bad, though. I would prefer not to make fishing our primary method of earning until after we have a better rod. And we don't even need to upgrade it to like a master rod. Just the levels that we get for finishing Lilikala Village makes a big difference. We only got 1 apple off that whole tree. Since we have so much energy, I figured it would be worthwhile gathering these trees really quick. And maybe we will try catching a couple of fish just so that we have something to... They are very close to the edge here, so I like to fish without bait as close as I think I can get their attention. Sometimes I can get the big fish attention when it's this close. Most of the time it's not going to. So I'll probably have to go back farther out. Let's see about getting more centered though to where the fish are. That got some attention. So we press A to hook it and immediately let go. Then we use our left analog stick the opposite direction that they're fighting to try to get the waves up. That tires them out faster. As soon as they're in a resting phase, we can start pulling them in by holding the A, and there is our first walleye. And our very first fish was a 2-star fish. So this is going to be worth some good money to sell. We've got something to sell tomorrow. So it's getting late. And let's head to bed now. It's 2 a.m. We don't want to stay up too late because we don't want to have the exhausted debuff. I guess it's safe to cover that one up. We are doing pretty good. See, we haven't been getting as much traction on shipping with Lechtonbury. Today is Judy's birthday, so we need to take her. We don't have to give her a present because it's her birthday. I just like to do it because that's a tradition where I am from, that you give a gift to someone on their birthday. And we do not need these. We're going to use our mushrooms for stamina. We can put away the spinach seeds. Let's see if we have anything that works well in... So we can take these cabbage seeds. They work well in the summer. Any of them that have a sun icon on it Works well in the summer. Oh, good. We might as well start making some red onion. Some of these we do want to make specifically in summer just to get some hybrids, but until we built up some more fertilizer, not worth it at this point. We'll do it later once we have our fence completely built, we have everything sorted that we need to do, and we've got our very first set of fodder corn. So you can tell we have some fodder. Oh, our bag is full. All right, well, let's put back the stuff that we don't need. I forgot we're going to have a bunch of flowers today. We are done with our viola seeds, so we could probably start selling some of those. Oh, we are done with our strawberry pansies. If we have 2 more marguerites, we'll be done, and we can pass that in and unlock the flower festival. We need to get it done before the 15th if we want to be able to participate. But I just don't think we have enough growth. I don't think we're going to get it in time because we have to pass it in by tomorrow, and then it'll become available the next day. And I just don't think that these marguerites are going to be big enough. So here's our first fodder corn, and we even have a mutated version of it, the gold silver corn. It is for growing it here in springtime. We will probably also grow the next batch in summer to see if we can get another hybrid. Now that we have all of this grass, it is anytime, and you don't have to water it. It is a spread it and forget it type of thing. Whereas we need to make sure that we cover all of our fodder corn here. We don't even have to water the seeds. The grass seed will grow on its own. All right, let's go take care of our animals. And now we're starting to build up some more compost. That makes it easier. We can now put our fodder corn into here. And we might as well put all of the fodder corn in there. That will make us 15 animal feed, which is plenty to take care of our animals, our 2 that we have right now. So once we can afford it, we will start saving up for a calf so we can start getting some milk going too. The chicken at this point doesn't lay every day, but it will start laying every day once we have its notes, its happiness level, its love of you, I don't know what it stands for, up high enough that that causes the increase. We do need to head to docks today to make sure that we get the fence. So I just want to do that before I forget that we need the fence today. And my pockets are full. What are my pockets full of? No, my pockets are not full. And I have money, but it's not letting me. Well, we do need some of this, so let's do 7 of stone, that to make the 8 stone. I wonder why. Oh, it's because this pocket is full. Let's go clear that up. Because I forget, it is not a material, it goes into the seed bag, and I forgot to clear that out. Let's go. We can go talk to her really quick and just put things in the storage. We don't have to go all the way to the house. And you don't have to pull that up in order. We still need to put our walleye in, but we can sell some of the hybrids of the corn fodder. Now we have 8 of the fertilizer almost. With these 2 fertilizer done, we will have enough fertilizer to pass in to get the milk. And maybe we should start that right now because that doesn't take very long to do. And then after we get the fencing that we need, here we'll just take our horse with us. Now this horse isn't the fastest horse out there, but he's plenty fast for what we have right now and what we have available to us right now. There, now we have plenty of... You know what? Let's just go ahead and make all of the stone material stone. Then, as we need it, we could just take the entire stack with us to each and every area that we need it. We have the money. We might as well do it. And these quests are going to come fast and furious once we pass in today's quest to Lilikala to fix the Now we have the fertilizer. Let's just go peek in and say hi to Nemo. Talk to the kids. Once we find Judy, we'll be able to give her her fertilizer, because in here, when we talk to Nemo, we have the storage here. Oh. And now he wants 3 fertilizer. Well, we can buy 3 from him and just hand him the 3 fertilizer. We get these Queen of the Night seeds, which grow in the sandy beaches, so we can take those with us. They are better in the desert though, so I think I'm going to wait till I have some more fertilizer built up for it, so we can keep them healthy when we grow them. The Queen of the Night only blossom at night, so you may have them grown up, but if you are trying to harvest them in the morning when we do our normal farming, you won't be able to because they will not be opened until after 7. So you have to go back to your farm, wherever they are growing, and go harvest them after 7 p.m. And now we have 3 milk. So then we get to talk to her about her birthday. That increases additional. So let's also give her a flower. And see, we went from 1 single note to almost having her second note completely full. So that's pretty easy considering. Let's just peek in, say hi to Mathis, go visit the people at the restaurant. And you can see, going forward, the bonuses we were enjoying during the tutorial for talking to people, not as useful after the tutorial, but still, every little bit helps, especially because we're trying to increase Lilikala to the 3-star, where it will be stuck until we finish gathering our flowers that we need for the flower festival. We would have had to have passed them in today because I think the flower festival is on the 15th. I just don't think it would have been possible to get them in time. But we should have Lilikala completely unlocked for all of its culture level. Oh, let me just make sure we have what we need. Okay. So we should go sell the walleye, set up our fence, plant all of this, pass this in to Kai. Let's just clean out our pockets really quick and sell our walleye. So our single walleye, almost 1,000 by itself. We throw in just a few of these mushrooms if we wanted to, just 2 of them even, and we are over 1,000. That's it. 1 fish, 2 mushrooms. Now what we're going to do is I like to warp while I'm on my mount. That way I can warp with him. The annoying thing is we do have to dismount to talk to people. So when I want to go over and talk to Estes, I have to jump off my horse. But look at how much faster we're moving, and it's not taking us stamina that's valuable for doing things like setting up our new fence and building our new farm. Now, one thing we may focus on going forward is getting some sprinklers. So the way I'm going to set these seeds up is going to be a little bit different. And now we've finished our entire area here. So I am just picking all of these weeds. We can use them as fodder to make feed with, but we also need to clear them out so that we can use the area. So let me just show you what we're going to do. Instead of tilling, well, I guess I messed that one up. So we're going to till in this 9 square, and we're going to plant our seeds, just the ones that require watering, like this. Leaving this one in the middle open so that we can put one of the small sprinklers in it. Now, I don't think we're going to have enough to make them, and a lot of these seeds, like this cabbage, is only 4 days. The carrots are 3 days. We just want to avoid putting the tomato in the middle. Everything else we can put in the middle, and by the time we have the things to make a sprinkler with and the and with having Doc Jr.'s place open. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. We just need to make sure that we have it set up in that 9 plot, and that one in the center is not going to be a regrowable one. So we might as well put out the regrowable one real quick before I forget. And we are starting to get tired. But you can see this is a much bigger area right here. We're going to have so much cabbage, we could save like 10 and still have plenty that we can play with. We can cook, we can sell. Maybe we'll find some recipes that we can cook and then sell. Now we're running out of time and we're running out of energy and our horse is hungry. So let's quickly go over and talk to Kai and pass in all of this stuff for the great pier that is broken here. And then tomorrow he will have it fixed. We probably could have passed it in yesterday if dock hadn't been closed already, but that's okay. We got it today. Maybe we will go grab those coconuts real quick. Let's go check and see if we can pick up any other foraged items around here, do a little bit of exploring. We can actually go out into this area because it's not too deep. Collect some extra seeds. Oh, good. We got our first pineapple seeds. I don't want to get too far into it, so we're just going to go there. Let's head home so we can take in our horse and let him eat and have him rest. I just want to get him in there before the sleeping bell goes off so that he has a chance to go eat. And he'll just walk right up and start eating out of here, but let's refill all the feed bins while we're at it. See, we can make feed, but even though we have 19 weeds we picked up, we cannot make any feed out of it. It requires 20. Well, he went to sleep first, but he's right next to the food. You can walk a horse to food, but you can't make him eat, apparently. So that's all set. We've sold our few things right there. Let's put everything away. And then I think tomorrow we'll do a mining day. We will go and water all of our stuff, and then we will just mine in order to try to get so we'll take these apples, and tomorrow we're going to mine. We're going to try to get as far down as we can. Now tomorrow will be the last day of the walkthrough for this part 7, and we'll see if we can gather what we need to make a couple of sprinklers that will make farming much easier. So let's see how our crops are doing. If you stay up too late at night, it won't let you get up at 6 a.m. And then you have a situation where your, see, our marguerites won't be open until tomorrow, which will be on the 16th, and I think that is one day too late. The grass may be brown, but we don't need to worry about it. It's going to grow regardless. We don't even have to water it. I'm just in the habit, so I am not going to waste any of my fodder on the grass either. Or fertilizer anyway. Okay. Let's go check on our animals. And once our animals... See, our horse is no longer hungry, so we just need to pet him. Now that we have 2 animals in here, we get compost a lot more often, which makes making and taking care of the requests for fertilizer a lot easier. You can see the troughs are basically completely full just because of all the fodder corn that we've been growing. And Flower Shop is on sale, 40% off. Not that we need anything from them. But hey, and there's our 1,000 gold. That's how you can tell you can make a lot of money off of fishing. It is just so annoying. It will be nice when we have the better fishing pole, and we are getting there. So now that we've got let's start making our fertilizer. And hang on, I know we're gonna need we need silver and crystal for the sprinklers. I swear there's something else, but I don't remember what it is. We can put all of this back. We don't want to carry it around in our pockets when we are planning a mining day. And then what we're going to need is crystal and silver, and there's something else that we'll need. Maybe we'll check when we hit Doc Jr.'s house to talk to him today. The talking to people becomes less important because, as you can tell, we are not gaining a lot of traction with the culture after that initial few bumps that we got through repairing the town. Once we unlock the flower festival, that's going to be where we're going to make the big... Oh, glass. Well, we've got plenty of glass and we've got plenty of silver to make at least 2 sprinklers. So what we need to focus on is 10 silver. I'm not going to bother talking to people today unless I need to. So, because we are such good friends with Judy, I'm going to talk to Neil really quick. And we're only 500 away from being able to get a cow. Before we go to the cave, though, I just want to warp, take care of our summer stuff, talk to Kai and see what the next leg of our expansion for Lilikala is going to require, which I think is just going to be a quick trip to Providence. Oh, it's raining. I love how construction just requires overnight. No matter how late in the day you provide them their equipment. The good news is we don't need to water any of the crops that we planted today. And because it's fully fenced, we will not need to worry about our crops getting damaged. So, since it warped us over here, We can whistle for our horse. I noticed there's some trees that have some coconuts, so we will gather those. They're not going to have much growth since we've been picking them up fairly quickly, but at least we got some coconuts. The horse doesn't run as fast when it's storming, but you can see our fence is kind of flashing. That means that it is doing its job and protecting our crops here. I'm not going to grow any more right now, just because I don't want to drain any more of our energy. But let's go ahead and talk to Estes, and then we'll warp back to to Lechtenberg. Oh, to Providence is what I mean. Finish that leg with Providence, where we can go to where that exclamation point is and let them know that the dock has been repaired. Might as well talk to Vivi. She's hanging out right here. Yeah, this is a hard to find place if you don't track it, but the people you want to speak to are going to be over here. Hello, horsey. I parked him just right. That was pretty funny. We were supposed to see Kai walking up, but that was our own fault. Parking the horse where I did. That's pretty funny. I wish I could say I did that on purpose, but I didn't. Sad that we're bringing everybody back to look at it in the middle of a rainstorm, but you know. So this is the female romanceable partner from Lilikala. I want to say her name is Aolani, which is pretty in my opinion. I'm just not good at pronouncing it. She is the apprentice fisher, but as you will find in our storylines with her, she's actually better than an apprentice, I would think. So, basically, we've done what we needed to for today. The next one is to go and check on them tomorrow. So, here is an example of another traveler. He's got a backpack, his Brendan. If we are going to have to work on getting him to travel so that we can take advantage of his recipes that he collects, we will come back here tomorrow. Let's just go ahead and we can warp home. Now here's the one thing that's annoying about the horse. We can whistle to bring him out here so that he's grazing. He's not technically grazing, even though we parked him right here. So we would have to park him inside the barn, bring everybody into the barn, and then send everybody out to send him grazing again. I don't know that that's worth the effort, so I'm probably just going to run into the mine, see how far we can get, see if we can get some silver this time, and ride the horse home and park him right in the barn, and then call it a night. And that will be So I'm going to go ahead and smash these because we can use the gems. I chose the farthest down that we can get. This looks like it's probably going to curve around there. This I don't think is crystal, but yeah, we do need some glass, so we'll go ahead and break up the glass. It doesn't look like we have any other choice. If we want to continue this one, we'd go down there, but it's not worth it because this is the very first level, so we might as well exit, go back in there, and hope for a better layout so that we don't get stuck behind a big rock. And lucky thing we did. We've got some, looks like silver. Oh, I'm standing on it. Oh, it's gold, which I'm not going to complain about. That's too big, so that's going to be stone, not worth it. And again, we are stuck behind this. I don't see anything worthwhile breaking the stone for, so let's try again. We have not been having a good time trying to find silver. We keep getting blocked by large rocks. This looks like it's bronze. We're not going to have gold in this area. Not worth breaking it apart. It will steal up our energy too much. We're hoping for some crystal. I'm not going to waste our energy on a iron ore node. Oh, raw garnet's not bad. We can go ahead and go down. That one wouldn't have been a way down. It would have simply been ore. But because we are both here for money and for silver, the silver is going to be a small circle like the gold was. We can either restart again or... yeah, I think we will because this is going to require 2 rocks to break to get over there. But we did get both a garnet and a jade, so I'm not going to complain for that one either. Probably should grab those bamboo shoots next time I come out. So every time I pop in, I hit the B immediately. Anything that's in these hallways is just going to be ore. It's not going to be the way down. Has to have one of these open areas to be a way down. And you have to angle it for the very, very center of the circle, or you're not going to find your ore or way down or whatever it is you're looking for. We'll take some more glass. Oh, silver now. Good thing we need the silver. There's our way down. I think that's it for this level. But hey, we have already got 3 silver. If we get 2 more, we have everything we need to build our first sprinkler. And that will make having multiple farms much easier. These look too big to be ore. They look... oh no, they're normal size. In comparison with the little one right here, which is a gold. Now this other little one is not quite so little. That's a silver. It is worth checking the nodes here because this is the first area that we can get silver ore, but if you hit it once and it's iron ore, the whole thing's going to be iron ore. I think where we need to hit is right where we were standing. I'm going to spin this around. Sometimes if you're having a hard time pointing to the direction you're trying to go, you need to spin the camera. And here's some more gems that we can sell. All right, I think we've got plenty now to head down. Just need one more silver, so if we get lucky, there's our way down already. Let's check and see if this is a silver. Well, it's glass and we could use it. It's still fairly early in the day too, considering that it's only... Oh, I don't want to break that. That's iron, so we're not going to bother. When we're digging, any ore that we get is useful. The ore that we get that is deeper, the more useful it is. Gems are basically what we're looking for in the ore size, because we know the silver is going to be a smaller size. We found our way down, and I think that's our last silver that we need. And now Doc goes to bed early. I do not think we'll be able to reach him before he goes to bed. So we can just head up. We've done the things that we need. We can zap right here next to his house and try by calling the horse to get there before he goes to sleep. I don't think we're going to make it, but hey, we could get lucky. We've got a horse, and that helps us speed up a little bit. And let's see. Nope, he's already resting. So, tomorrow, in our next walkthrough, we will already be able to have our first sprinkler. We will have our 2 animals, and once we get all these gems cut, if we sell them all, we might even have our first calf to start getting our cows. I think we may even have those marguerites done, and then we can just focus. Yeah, we can put all these away. We're done with, we closed off the other fence, and that one's all done, and this one's all done. So I think we are good here. And we only need those 2 marguerites, and we have 10 of everything else we need. We can plant all of these in the summertime. We might as well. Well, maybe we'll wait. Let's see what our farms look like. Put all our seeds away. Now, here is where it gets tricky. So we don't need the iron. We already have 6 that are already made. We don't need the bronze. We finally have some gold. That's good. We will need these gems but we're going to need the silver, all 5. We're going to need just 1 of or 2 of the crystal. And I think we needed 5 of these. Might as well just cut and sell all of the gems, because we don't need them for anything right now. They're just taking up space and we need the money. So I think we've done pretty well for ourselves. This has been a fairly good walkthrough, I would say we got pretty lucky there in the beginning for a lot of these seeds. Thank you for watching, and if you would like to be notified when another part of the walkthrough releases, don't forget to subscribe. If you got anything out of this walkthrough, please like and leave any comments for any suggestions, any requests for any tutorials, or any if you have any opinions about the things that we've gone over thus far. I'd be interested in hearing them. Thank you and have a great day.